So now that you see I'm serious and I'm over here telling you, yo, if I gotta come back here and my jacket's not in my house, it's not gonna be good for you, because listen, I have all day. I'll stay here all day until I get my jacket, because I know it's here. So I'm pretty sure if you do laundry, especially if you live in New York and you don't happen to have a washer and a dryer in your apartment or in your house, that means you go to a laundromat to wash your clothes. Okay, that's the only other way around it. Okay, so of course your girl has a washer and dryer, but I don't know, maybe I would say about 6 months ago, the dryer stopped working. So basically it works, it spins everything, but it just doesn't get hot. Weird, out of nowhere, it just started to do that, whatever. So I went back to my old days, to my Caribbean days. So if you're a Caribbean person, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I had a clothesline and got no shame in my game. My clothes is getting dried. So I do that, and I was doing that to eliminate me having to go to a laundromat, because I mean, yeah, it's very convenient to go to a laundromat, take your clothes dirty and bring them back warm, clean, folded, all of that, right? But it's just the process. It's the process of going to the laundromat, the process of waiting for the clothes to wash, waiting for it to dry, then folding it. It's just a whole process, right? So I just wanted to eliminate that whole thing. So I basically would wash in the washer and then hang up the clothes. But obviously when you have like big items like comforters, towels, jeans, things like that, they take way longer to get dry. So it started becoming a hassle, because it would just take forever for those things to dry. So we started taking those big bulky items to the laundromat. I never used to do drop-off service. I'm not really a big fan of people washing my clothes, but I feel like when it comes to like jackets, towels, you know, like not intimate things, I'm okay with that being washed. But obviously like bras, you know, undergarments, like that's a no-no, like a no-no. So we started doing that. So we started bringing our big items to the laundromat, and it became a process. You know, obviously I'm working from home certain days of the week, so I would drop the stuff off, you know, while I'm working from home here, go pick it up on my lunch, whatever. So did the same thing. One of those days I had like towels. It was only towels, I believe, like maybe 1 or 2 jeans that was in that particular pile of clothes that I put in a laundry bag. So at the house, the bag was already prepared, so I'm like, okay, I gotta get the shopping cart, put the bag in it to take it to the laundromat. So this is, I think we're still in summer at that time, or the end of summer, so it's nice outside. And I had this jeans jacket that I had bought maybe like the beginning of the year, never got to use it, because obviously, you know, jeans jacket is more appropriate for like, let's say spring, fall, maybe the end of summer when it's starting to turn into fall, you know, it's like a little breeze or whatever. So when I originally bought it, it was literally just sitting in my closet. So I had been using it when we got to the end of summer. I only probably used it twice. So that day I planned to put that jacket on to take my clothes to the laundromat, and all of a sudden, I don't know if you know, but like in the back here, a lot of times when you have jackets or certain light things, like it'll rub against your skin, and you know, it leaves this like thing in the back, you know, to let you know it's dirty, whatever. So when I went to put it on, I realized, oh, the jacket's dirty. So I'm like, well, I am taking all, you know, the towels and everything already to the laundromat, so let me just put the jacket on the top of the bag, like, you know, no harm or whatever. It's a jacket. It has fur on the inside, so it was a very good jeans jacket, and it had a hoodie, so it wasn't like your regular jeans material. Like it had a thickness to it, so it was just perfect to put with that pile of stuff that I was bringing. So I put that on the top of the bag, put it in the cart, walked, it's like 2 blocks up, to take the stuff to the laundromat. Got there. When I got to the front, I struggled to get that bag out of the cart. Now, if you have nails, it's even worse. And at that time, I had my nails longer than usual. So I was struggling maybe for like 5 minutes in the front, right? Trying to take the bag out of the shopping cart. That's my cat, by the way, if you're hearing that noise. I know the wife, basically. But she wasn't there, so when she's not there, it's her husband that's there. So he was doing something at the time, and then eventually after I realized, like after 5 minutes, that I couldn't freaking take the bag out of the shopping cart myself, I took the cart itself inside of the laundromat. Mind you, there's cameras everywhere, right? Now, obviously, you're hoping that if a business has cameras that they work. So I'm assuming they work. But I brought the cart inside of the laundromat, so he started helping me take the bag out. You know, a guy's force is stronger than mine or whatever. So we got the bag out, but in trying to pull the bag out, when he was trying to help me, remember the jacket was literally right on the top. So it almost fell out of the bag. So he even helped me put the jacket back in the bag, right? So whatever, we got the bag out of the cart, you know, he, you know, weighs it, all of that, gives me the paper, tells me, you know, when to come back to pick it up. So I go back, you know, finish what I was doing or whatever. When it was the appropriate time, I took myself back to the laundromat to go pick up my clothes, right? Went, picked up the clothes, paid for it, came back home. The next day, I happened to be going into work. So I'm getting dressed, everything. I already had like an outfit idea in mind, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wear the jeans jacket, right? Because it's washed, it's clean, you know what I mean? So at that very moment, I realized I can't find the jacket anywhere in the house. Mind you, when I came home with the bag, I unpacked everything, took everything out the bag, but the jacket just somehow, I guess at that moment, I wasn't thinking about the jacket, so it slipped my mind, right? So that morning when I'm getting ready for work, I'm looking for the jacket, can't find the jacket. So then I'm like, wait, maybe you know, when you're in a rush sometimes, you really can't really look for stuff. So I go in the one closet, can't find it. Go in the other closet, can't find it. I'm like, well, I know I washed it, you know, so it's not in the hamper or whatever. So I'm telling hubby, yo, babe, I can't find my jean jacket. Have you seen my jean jacket? No. I'm like, yo, I know for a fact. So when I really stopped to think about it, I'm like, yo, my jean jacket is missing. Like, I am not losing my mind. I know. And this was yesterday. So you know you're not going to forget something that happened just a couple hours ago. I'm like, yo, I know for a fact my jean jacket was in that bag, right? So then I start panicking at that time because I'm like, yo, if I took it to the laundromat and it's not in my bag, then either they put it in somebody else's bag or they took my shit, right? That wasn't even like what I was kind of stuck on. It was more of, well, my jacket's not in my bag, so either it's still in the laundromat or, you know, they gave my shit away or whatever. So I'm like, okay, on my way to work, instead of going my regular route, I'm gonna go that route instead to find out about my jacket. So I go over there, the husband's there, same guy that was there yesterday, the day before, I mean. I'm talking to him, I'm like, oh, you know, I picked up my clothes yesterday, my jacket is missing. Instantly, he's like, no, you didn't give me, you know, check again. I put everything in the bag. First of all, how do you even know what I'm talking about? Like, you're already so defensive. I only said one sentence. You didn't even let me talk. Like, so he's like, no, check again. It has to be in your house. I said, listen, I was just here yesterday. You gave me the bag, right? I said the jacket was right on top. I'm over here trying to describe the jacket for him. He's like, no, you know, you know, maybe you made a mistake. It's probably in your house. Check again. That's what he keeps saying. So I'm telling him, like, I literally checked before I came here. Like, I literally checked every place in here that it could possibly be, and it's not here. So he's like, oh, you know, when I wash the clothes, I don't take my eyes off the washer. Telling me that. Like, all you're doing is making me like more angry, because now at this point, if you are washing it and now you're trying to convince me that there's no way that the clothes could be tampered with when they're getting washed, because you're like literally on it and you're like paying attention and making sure nobody's messing. Like, the only other, like, if it's missing, then please tell me, where did it go? Because it was definitely left here with you, right? So if I have a bag of clothes, all you're doing is transferring it from the bag, which most likely you're washing the bag too. I know I do when I'm washing my clothes. Everything's going in the wash. So how does one item all of a sudden, what, it just disappears into thin air, like you don't know where the jacket is? So he's like, oh no, check again, my friend, pissing me off. So then I get mad. I'm like, yo, that makes no sense. Like, I literally brought the jacket here. I know for a fact I brought the jacket here. At this point, like, I'm talking to him, but I'm walking around the laundromat because I don't believe you. Like, I don't believe that my jacket's not in my clothes, but it's not here. So like, I'm walking around, you know, because people are slick. Like, go ahead, talk, but like, I know what I'm talking about. So say what you gotta say, but I'm still gonna like dot my I's and cross my T's. So I'm walking around the laundromat while I'm talking to him. The tables are clean. Like, there's no clothes on a table inside, like nowhere. So I'm walking around. So I'm like, listen, like I need my jacket. Like, I know I brought it here, right? I don't know what happened with it, but I'm just telling you that I had an item in my bag that's no longer, like, that I didn't get. So I said, you have cameras in here. I'm like, I'm not leaving until I get my jacket. We can look at the cameras. You could play the cameras back. You'll see that I brought the jacket in here, right? Because at first he was trying to tell me that I didn't bring it. And I even pulled out a picture on my phone with me having the jacket on to explain to him what jacket I was talking about, right? He's like, no, you know, check again, check. I'm like, when I tell you, I was heated, so upset. So then I call hubby. I'm like, yo, he's telling me that it's not there in the laundromat, to check the house again, check the house again. So hubby's like, oh, I'm coming over there. I said, no, let me come to the house first. I'm gonna check again, give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna check again, make sure, triple check that it's not in my house, and then if it's not here, then you could walk over with me. Come to the house, check again, whatever. Not there, right? So then me and hubby, we walk over to the laundromat. So we walk over there, hubby gets in, you know, he starts, you know, talking all nice with him. He's like, listen, you know, we brought the clothes yesterday, she's missing a jacket, you know, it's a jeans jacket, da-da-da. Yo, while hubby's saying that, he's like, oh yeah, it's a jeans jacket, you know, a jeans jacket just like that one over there, and he points. So as he's pointing, I'm like this. I'm like, wait. I'm like, that's my jacket, babe. And and then he's like, so hubby's like, that's it? And then the Chinese guy turns around. I'm like, yeah, that's my jacket right there. He was like, oh, I'm so sorry. You know, I must have put it in another bag. Like, bro, I was just there with you 20 minutes ago, talking to you, everything. You over here trying to convince me that it's not there. I'm walking around the entire freaking laundromat. Like I told y'all, there was nothing on the table. There was no clothes at all. Nothing loose on the table, folded, nothing. So where the hell did my jacket come from all of a sudden? So now that you see I'm serious and I'm over here telling you, yo, if I gotta come back here and my jacket's not in my house, it's not gonna be good for you, because listen, I have all day. I'll stay here all day until I get my jacket, because I know it's here. So all of a sudden now I come back with hubby, and what, it just poof, it appeared all of a sudden. Like, so I walk out with hubby, you know, hubby's like, oh, there you go, perfect, you know, hubby's all happy and everything. Yeah, because we got to a conclusion, right? But that's besides the point. So as we walking out, we cross the street. I'm like, babe, you know he was lying, right? He's like, what do you mean? I said, babe, I was just in there with him I was literally in here for 15 minutes talking to this guy, and there was no clothes on the table. Not one thing, not one thing, not a t-shirt, not a sock, not nothing. All of a sudden I leave, I come back with you, and the jacket's all nice and folded on the table and everything. So I'm like, he literally tried to steal my jacket. Like, I don't understand. Mind you, maybe like 3 years ago, when before I even had a washer and a dryer, I was going there like diligently every weekend to wash my clothes. And I remember there was a time where I was in there washing clothes, minding my business or whatever, and all of a sudden a girl came in. She started wilding. She started going crazy. She's like, oh, I'm missing my sweatsuit. Y'all stealing people's clothes. You took my sweatsuit. Going in. So I'm washing my clothes. I'm minding my business. She's arguing with, mind you, this was the wife now this time. She's going in on her, talking or saying all of that, how she stole her clothes and everything. And I'm washing my clothes. I mean, yeah, you listening, but at the same time, you're not really paying attention. And it's like, it's crazy how now I'm looking at my situation now, what just happened to me, and I'm like, yo, like, that shit is crazy. Like, y'all really in here stealing people's clothes? Like, you have a business, people put trust in you, people spend money to buy their shit. And what gets me is the fact that you think I'm so naive that I don't know my stuff. Like, you really think I'm bringing you stuff and I don't know what's in the bag? You don't think I'm gonna notice that something's missing? And my whole thing is, I understand if it was like a bunch of mixed clothes, like 6-7 jeans, multiple jackets, like that was the only jacket in the entire bag. You don't think I was gonna notice that shit was missing? So it's like they picked the worst item they could have possibly picked to try to take. And I obviously still don't know if that's really what he was trying to do, but you can't tell me like that's a coincidence. Like, the same thing that happened 2-3 years ago to somebody else is now happening to me. The only difference is I was not leaving there without my stuff. The other girl, she was arguing, she was doing all of that, but eventually after she said what she said, whatever, the wife wasn't really paying as much attention to her, like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. So eventually she left. So she took that loss. I'm not doing it. I've literally worn my jacket twice. And I know I brought it here. I know it was in the bag. And I know you washed it. So you can't tell me. But the crazy thing about it is that he didn't know in the beginning what jacket I was talking about at all. At all, right? Show him a picture, everything. Still acting like he's clueless and everything. But I happened to leave and come back, and you just happened to have the exact jacket sitting on the table. I thought you ain't know what I was talking about. I ain't even show you that much for you to like, you ain't get a good look at it that much for you to like, to a T, even if you were telling the truth, know what jacket I was talking about. But for some weird reason, like, it just appeared out of nowhere, all folded up and everything. Like, that shit, like, you understand, like, I was so mad that day. And I was just happy at the fact that I got my jacket back, period. And I know for a fact, had I not decided that day, like, you know what, let me pass by there and find out about my jacket, I would have lost it. I would have lost it, because he already had that shit nice and packed and neat or whatever for his niece, his daughter, whoever the hell he was trying to steal it for. But you messed up, because you literally picked the worst thing. I think if anything else was missing out of that bag, I probably wouldn't have noticed. But that jacket, like, don't underestimate me or anybody who buys their shit. Like, we know what we buy, especially girls. Like, you know how it is when it comes to our clothes and our little thing. And like me personally, I feel like I'll buy stuff, and it's like the more I buy stuff, the more I feel like I don't have clothes. So you really messed up with that one, because I know exactly what's in my closet, especially for something that I only literally wore twice. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy how, like, you literally, so now it's like, what I gotta do now, I gotta literally take pictures of my shit before I take it to you, to make sure that everything that I took a picture of, I get back. That shit is crazy. It's like, so ever since then, I haven't gone back. Like, I literally have not gone back there. It's probably been more than a month. And it's like, I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna, I literally told myself, I'm like, yo, I'm not gonna send none of my valuable stuff there, like none of my stuff that, but why should I even do that? Why should I have to do that? Like, I literally was a customer of you guys for years. Like, there was no other place where I was washing my clothes except that place. And they just ruined the entire relationship in one situation over a jacket. Like, was it really worth it? I mean, someday I feel like eventually I'll probably go back there for my towels. Go ahead, steal a towel. I'll get another towel. But I'm not sending, you know, none of my good stuff. I'm not sending none of my good stuff there. I'm gonna send them the towels. I'm gonna send them the sheets. Let me see you try to steal a pillowcase or a blanket or something. But I swear, it's always something happening to me, and the more it happens to me, the more story times I'm gonna do. So many freaking dishonest people in the world. Be honest. Don't be like certain people who be doing stuff. Cause it's not worth it. Now he looks stupid. Like, you did all of that trying to steal my shit, and I still proved you wrong. And now it's like I have a picture of you. I painted a picture of you in my head that I can't trust you with my shit. So it's like you possibly lost a customer just off of you trying to do some stupid shit. Like, you have a business, you have a laundromat. Was that worth it? Was it really worth it? And I'm just one customer, so they don't care. They'll get somebody else to walk up in there and do their clothes. But it's just the principle of it all. It's like, you really were willing to go through all of that for a jacket. And then for me, it's not even about the jacket per se. It's just the fact that, you know, people have to work hard for what they have. I mean, that jacket was probably like, what, $40? So you did all that for $40. Mind you, I paid $40 for my clothes to get washed. Like it's not worth it. And that's the funny thing. It's like, I don't even want to say that, but it's like, them specifically, like, they always act like they don't know what's going on. They don't know, like, they never know nothing. They don't know nothing. Like, when it comes down to them being wrong, oh, they turn into like dummies all of a sudden. They don't know anything you're talking about. Oh, I don't know. But you knew to take my jacket though. So you guys, like, that's why you can't feel sorry for some people. Cause don't come over here acting all innocent. Now I'm supposed to feel bad for you when you knew exactly what you were doing. People always be trying me, yo. I swear. Always trying me. But anyway, guys, that's the end of my story time. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. I know I didn't talk about subscribing in the beginning, but y'all already know. Y'all know what to do. I really shouldn't even be, you know, I shouldn't have to even remind you guys of that. Y'all should be automatically doing it, because I know y'all be watching my videos. So I don't know what's taking you so long if you still haven't subscribed. Like, it's free. Just hit the button. It's not gonna cost you anything. Hit the bell while you at it so you get a notification every time your girl posts another video. So when these story times come out, you'll be the first person to leave your girl a comment. And that's another thing. Leave a comment. Let me know if you liked the video. If something like this happened to you, or just say hi. It's cool. It's alright to say hi. But I'll see you guys on my next video. Love you guys for watching.